Tradelands has always had a dark side to it, being partly known for its pedophilia issues. The way the development team of Tradelands chooses to deal with pedophilia is by banning anyone who talks about it, reports about it, or mentions one of the game's pedophiles. This strategy makes sense because it's far easier to deny the claims than to ever face the fact that pedophiles play or have played your game. Having pedophiles in your community is one of the worst things that can happen to developers, and to save the reputation of the game, they choose to sweep it under the rug. Rather than watch these people get away with it, my goal is to make the community aware by making this video. There are many pedophiles that run free in the Tradelands community, but most of the time their reputation catches up to them and they stop playing on their own. All but one.
Oh, that's the love of love of my life on Tradelands, and I am now facing life.
Today's pedophile is its_Tatsu, a faction leader in Tradelands. Someone who is too important to the community to just leave or be banned. In 2021, Tatsu met a 14-year-old girl on Roblox who at the time went by Echo and now goes by Ruination. At this time, Tatsu was 17 and transferring into adulthood. Tatsu got very excited talking to this child, referring to how mature she was for her age, for having IRL problems that she had to deal with. His buddies seemed to question whether or not what he was doing was morally right, but most of them agreed with what he was doing or were too scared to question it. These people are still around today and actively defending him, and we will be name-dropping by the end of this video. Reading these messages made me feel really sick, and it's exactly why I'm bringing this story to light. It's clear now that by the time these screenshots were taken, in 2021, Tatsu was 17 and Ruination was 14 years old. Tatsu started grooming Ruination, then they stopped talking to each other for a while, then started dating again, but eventually Ruination finally broke. In 2024, when Ruin was now 17 and Tatsu was 20, they were a well-known couple, but the age gap threw everybody off. To protect Tatsu and his reputation, he made Ruination lie about her age multiple times. People would start to question it. First she's 19, then she's 18, then she's 20. Eventually Ruination gave in, as their relationship was getting quite dramatic behind closed doors. Tatsu would crash out like a toddler over the smallest things, and even lied to her about cheating on her just to get her reaction. Eventually Ruination left him. Funnily enough, it ended right before she actually became an adult. I guess dating adults just isn't for our Tatsu. So it's clear that this man is a pedophile and should be locked up, right? Well, a handful of the community doesn't seem to think so. Tatsu is a really old player. He's made lots of friends throughout the years, spent thousands of hours on the game, and has made a name for himself by becoming leader of Nova Boreska, an in-game faction. It's very hard for the community to accept that the leader of their favorite faction is a pedophile and they can't do anything about it. So most just choose to ignore it, buy into his lies, or some even outright defend him, saying there's nothing wrong with adults dating children. Yeah, you heard that right. That wasn't exaggerated. I joined a VC a few times a while back with some of Nova's higher ranks to see how they felt about the situation. I got the usual, I can't really do anything about it, I just love my faction. Whatever. But one of their high comms stated, age is just a number, and another, if she bleeds, she can breed. People like the leader of Whitecrest, Little Noob, are fully aware of his actions, but choose to defend him anyway, while others buy into the lie that Ruin was actually far older than reality. Based on the evidence we had before, she was actually only 17 by the time this was taken in 2024. He would assure his friends that she was far more than of age, and he was nothing more than a weirdo dating on Roblox. And that was good enough for them. This screenshot was a private Instagram DM with Ruin in late 2023, which again shows both of their ages. I think people are too afraid to admit that their longtime friend, or the leader of their favorite faction, or someone who is looked up to by many new players is nothing more than a disgusting predator who spends way too much time on Roblox. When the mods choose not to ban these kinds of people, The community is left with no other choice than to obey and not bring up what he's done until it's all been forgotten. I decided to do the right thing and not let this get swept under the rug, especially when it's about someone with this much influence. I decided to disobey and speak up,